Hello everyone, my name is Aideji Alfred and you're welcome to my channel where I talk about money, investing and the attitudes that affect our personal finances. Now please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, share the content of this video with your friends and you help me increase my reach to more people if you find the content interesting. This video does not represent a financial advice. For a personalized financial advice, you should contact your personal finance coach or your investment advisor for tailor-made advice that would suit your personal needs. Now into the content of this video. I've been really wondering whether it's really possible to become a billionaire in one generation through the saving and investing that we've had so many times, or that we've had people preach to us many times. And I came across a tweet by Cowrie Wise in the course of the week, and the tweet says, if you earn 18.6 million naira every year for 50 years and don't spend it, you still won't have $1 billion. But if you invest 20% of that each year at 9% per annum, you would have $3 billion at the end of 50 years. And when you begin to throw figures like that around, it then makes people pause and think and really try to understand, can this really work, or is this something that can work? While I will admit that there's some figures thrown around by Cowrie Wise are a bit sensational for the following reasons. One, it can be really very difficult for anyone to have a career that spans 50 years over the course of their work life. So a typical Nigerian start working at 20 and retiring, for example, maybe at 70, can get a 50-year lifespan. But in terms of the continuity without a breaking career, that might really be difficult. Another thing is that it might really be impossible for someone, or for most Nigerians, the average Nigerian who starts working, to start earning 18.6 million naira. And why is that? So 18.6 million naira amounts to about 1.5 million naira on a monthly basis, and 310 naira in savings rate of 20% over the life of the 50-year. But that aside, there's a deep truth in this tweet and there's a deep power in this tweet. And this tweet talks about two very important things. That's the power of consistency and the power of starting small. Now, let me explain this. There's something called time value of money. And as an extension of time value of money, there's a concept called compound interest. Compound interest has been described by many people as the eighth wonder of the world. But one of the key important elements in compound interest is actually time. When people say time is money, they mean time is money. Now, if you start investing, no matter how small it is, at a very young age, maybe 20 or 25, and put in a little amount of money consistently over a period of time, you'll be shocked at how much that money can grow. Compared to if you start, for example, maybe in your 50s, where you have less time, and then the power of compound interest cannot really work for you. So I'm going to dive into an example to explain how this Cowrie Wise analysis work, and I hope you can make up your mind as to whether or not you can become a billionaire, maybe in this generation, maybe not, maybe for the next generation. So, as a way to illustrate the example given by Cowrie Wise, I have created an Excel sheet, and I hope that this Excel sheet is going to give you a bit of more perspective into what we're talking about here. So I've created a couple of scenarios, and the scenario I'm going to work with is still the same that Cowrie Wise gave, but in this case it's going to focus more on the impact of time in helping you achieve that financial goal. So if you're a young person, the best time to start investing is right now. So let's use the example, the sensational example by Cowrie Wise. So if you decide to invest 300,000 naira on a monthly basis, right, on a per annum basis, you would have invested 3.6 million naira. But let's assume you're going to do this for just 10 years. So over the course of 10 years, you would have invested 36 million naira. Now, the magic then happens with the annual interest rate. Cowrie Wise used an annual interest rate of 9%, which is a bit realistic because currently the inflation rate in Nigeria is at about 11%, and the current government bonds are selling for way above 10%. So let's use the 9%. Cowrie Wise used the annual interest rate. So what that means is that over a 10-year period,
you would have contributed a total of 3.6 million, and you'd have gotten an interest of 22 million, and you would have 58 million over a period of 10 years. Right? Now look at, this is where the magic happens. Look at the principal is 61%, the interest is 39%. That's the component. Now if we simply move to you contributing the same 300,000, right, and instead of doing 10 years, you do over a 20-year period, right, and at the same annual interest rate of 9%, look at what happens. The ratio flips, right? You have suddenly 202 million naira, right, compared to 58 million naira. But in addition to that, look at the ratio. Now I have a ratio of 64% interest compared to a principal of 36%. Right. Next up, we're going to do this again, 300,000 naira on a monthly basis. But rather than doing 20 years, let's do it over 40 years, or let's do 30 years, right? So you see, in 30 years, you would have contributed 108 million naira, right? But at an interest rate of how much? Of the same 9%, what would have happened? You would have $500 million naira. That's in 30 years. Now look at the way this then works. I think something is wrong here. Okay, so I need to draw this down here. Look at the way this works. It then tells you that your total principal is about 20% compared to your total interest, which is 80%. So as you see, as the years progress, the total principal begins to drop, and your interest, you begins to do what? Increase and increase. So then we're going to do this again for 50 years. What we have here is 300,000 naira, right? In a year it's still 3.6 million naira. But if you do this over 50 years now, what happens? At the same interest rate of 9%, you then realize that the total principal of 180 million naira just represents 5% of what the total value of 3.5 billion is. Now this is a very, very fantastic thing. What is really changing this is the annuity factor. Here it's 8. As time goes on, it increases. Here it's just 13 times, you know, and somewhere here it's 5 times, and then just when you do 10 years, it's just about 1.5 times. I'm going to leave a link to this spreadsheet somewhere in the description below, so look out for it, download it, and try to play with it and see what you can get out of it.
That's it. I hope you really found this analogy interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Share the content of these videos with your friend. And until next time, my name is Alfred. See you guys around. Have fun.